Okay, welcome to the first supplemental video on the channel. So this is totally not required for you to watch. This is just if you're curious on, how I'm gonna write the turtle programs and stuff like that. Basically, just the stuff that's not interesting enough to be included in the video, but if you want to watch it, it's available. So here in the creative world, here's the basic layout of the tree farm. Basically, all I planned out for it. And then, take a look at this creative menu. Like, I like actually cannot believe that they released this. Like, this is so insane. It's like the worst. It's the worst menu ever. It's crazy. But anyway, hopefully you remember that and how bad it was. But yeah, this is going to be basically writing the program that's going to program the turtles to go and cut down all of these trees. I'm thinking I'm going to have 3 turtles, so they're going to come out kind of like this. Of course, I'll have like a structure back here that'll house them, but I think the one on the left is going to go and get this tree, then this tree, and then we'll go to the left, get these, and then probably finish off by getting these, and then get these, or I guess this one will be the only one left, and get this one on its way back to its home. And then same thing with the right one, and then the middle one will just run up the center and just cut down those 4 trees. So he's going to have a bit of an easier job, but I think that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, it's the most straightforward way. I probably could optimize it a little bit better and like have the middle one go out and do like a T shape, and then it would be a little bit more even with how many each turtle do, but I don't really think it matters too much. But that's the basic plan. I just have to program something that will actually do that and cut down the trees and replant the saplings after it's done. So that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so we're actually going to bust out Visual Studio Code for this, just because the in-game editor is really not amazing, and I want to be able to have a slightly better user interface, so we're going to be programming in this. And yeah, I'm also very new to Lua. I've never used Lua ever, so definitely going to be a bit of a learning curve for me with how to use Lua. Okay, I increased the size of the window a little bit, so hopefully you can read this. So yeah, so I think the first function we're going to have is just like get ready, which is going to direct the turtle to wherever it needs to go. I haven't really built the home station yet, so I don't really know what that's going to look like yet, but it's just there for a placeholder. And then I think I'm going to need one for to definitely check if it's a tree. So to do this, I think there's a turtle.compare method, and I think that will compare the block that you're looking at to a block in the hotbar. So the idea is that as the turtle is moving, it will have a wooden log or a rubber log in its slot. So then if it comes in contact with a wall, it will know if it is a tree or if it's a leaf. Because if it's a tree, then it's going to need to mine the whole log, and if it's a leaf, it'll just need to dig through the leaf. So we'll definitely need that. I think that'll just be like a one-liner. And then we're going to need like function mine tree. So this is what we're going to run if it is a tree. And then I'm messing up the syntax a lot here. I'm not used to having to put end after everything. It's kind of annoying, but basically we're just going to have like a while loop. I don't know if this is the right syntax at all. But we're basically just going to do like, I think it's like turtle dot dig up, and then turtle dot up. And I guess it shouldn't be while true, it should be like while turtle dot, I think there's a compare up operator is wood. This is, I'm gonna probably need to change this. This is kind of gonna be like pseudocode for now, but yeah, hopefully you get the gist of this. So if it does detect a log, it will compare up, and as long as it is wood, it'll dig up and then move up. That should be pretty simple. And then afterwards, it's going to have to while turtle dot compare, or let's see, I think there's like a detect down that will just detect while a block is there. So while that is false, or I guess we could just do like while not detect down, then it is going to just go down. So basically after it's done digging the tree, it will dig down. Or after it mines a tree, it'll move back down, but it will also be left with the stump. So after it goes back down, it will need to do turtle dot dig down, and then turtle dot down, and then, actually no, it won't need to go down. It'll just need to do, how do you place? I think it's like place down, and then this will have to be whatever the slot of the sapling is. So I'll just do that. So the idea is that the turtle will have, there's basically like 3 slots that are important. One is going to be the slot that fuel goes into to refuel the turtle, and we'll figure that out later. The next one will be one that contains a rubber log, so it can use compare and compare it to that log to know if it's a log. And then the third one will be a sapling, so that whenever it's done cutting down a tree, it can go down and place a sapling. Hopefully that makes sense. Next thing we're going to need is a function to move. So it's going to take in a parameter or an argument parameter. That is the number of blocks that it's going to move. I think for this one it's always going to be like 4 or 5, just because that's how spaced out the trees are. So I guess I could just like hard code that, but whatever. So we need a for loop. I think, I honestly, they're kind of like weird in Lua. It's like, I'm probably butchering this, but I think you do that. And so basically this will just loop blocks amount of times. So you'll just go forward. I guess you should do turtle, I cannot spell turtle ever. Turtle dot dig, and then turtle dot forward, just in case there are leaves in the way or something like that. So we have something that will move it forward blocks. I guess we really don't even, yeah, we do need to know if it's a tree. Okay, so the basic flow of this will be get ready, which will basically just get it into position from wherever its docking station is, but again, I don't know where that's going to be. And then it will move like 4 blocks, I think, or maybe, yeah, 4 blocks. Let's see that. 1, 2, yeah. And then it will check if there's a tree. And this should actually return that. It will check if there's a tree, and then if there is a tree, it will dig forward. That's turtle.dig. Turtle.forward to get inside of the tree, and then it will call the mine tree, which will take it all the way up, and then while there's trees on top, it'll dig up, and then once it's done, it will go down until there are no more blocks under it, or until there is a block under it, which is going to be the stump of the tree, and then it will dig out the stump and place a sapling. So that's the basic flow of it. This is going to have to be modified based on if it's the left turtle or the right turtle or the center turtle. So for instance, I guess if we want this to be the left one, I guess we could have like some kind of, we could have them all in the same program, and have like if, I don't need those, if turtle equals left or something, or if, oh man, I'm so bad at variable names. If guy equals left, then it will do these ones on the left, and then if not, it'll do the ones on the right, or the ones in the center, if that makes sense. So at the top, I'll just have like a variable set, and it'll either be guy is left or right or center. And then this flow will check which one it is, just so I don't have to write like 4 separate programs. Okay, so if it does not detect a tree, then it's just going to go forward, because that means there's just a sapling there, it hasn't grown up yet. And then I think it's, yeah, and then if it's the one on the left, then it's just going to do this again. So I could just copy and paste this, or I could put it in like a loop of 2. I guess I could do that. It's kind of like whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'm not really saving myself a whole lot of work here, but probably took longer than it would to just copy and paste it. But yep, it'll go twice, and then afterwards it should go turn to the left. I think it's like turn left, and then it is going to basically do this exact same thing again. So I might actually move this into a function, because it's gonna take forever to write it out every time. So like function move and destroy tree. Yeah, that's a great name. This indentation's fucked. Okay, there we go. So, yep, it'll move and destroy tree twice, and then it will turn left, and then it will move and destroy tree, and then it will turn right, I think. Ugh, I cannot type. Turtle dot turn right, and then it'll do that again, and then it'll do that again. I think I'm just going to type it twice, because, yeah, this does not make me happy, so let's just, like, duplicate this line. Okay, I don't know the hotkey for duplicating here. Okay, and then it should turn right again, and then move and destroy tree, and then turn left, and move and destroy tree again. And then should do like a complete 180 dot turn left twice. I guess I'll just retype it. And then it should move and destroy tree like 4 times, I think. And that should get it back to its home base. So, yeah. Okay, probably should have done this before I wrote all that, but this is the basic configuration of the trees that it's going to be mining on the left side. So basically, it'll get ready, so it'll go to, like, over where my cursor is, and then it will move and destroy the tree, which will get it here, do that again, which will take it here, turn left, move and destroy tree here, turn right, move and destroy tree here. I think I need to actually duplicate that, and just tried to use the wrong hotkey again. It'll turn right, move and destroy twice, and then it will have to turn, oh wait, I actually had this right, I'm looking in the wrong place. Okay, I need to trace where I'm actually going. Okay. So it'll destroy twice there, turn right again, destroy this tree, turn left, destroy this tree, and then turn left again, and then destroy this tree, and this tree, and this tree, and this tree, and then it'll just have to do something to return back home. So, yeah, I think that should do it for this one on the left. The one on the right should be the same thing except just mirrored, I think. So, let's see. I don't even know if I'm going to test this. I might just like throw it in and just see if it works. So if it's right, do that. And then if it's, and again, I'm going to have to clean up a lot of this syntax because I'm like messing it up really bad. I need ends after all these. And then like these are going to have to be in quotes. I don't know if they need to be single or double, but whatever. And then this should just be able to just move and destroy a tree 4 times. Not 4 times, 5 times. Yeah, 5 times. And then turn left twice. And then we could just call the same thing twice again. Because it's just effectively like moves it 4 blocks. But we could just call like the move however many it's going to take. I think it's like, let's see, each one of these is like 5, so like 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't know, whatever. Like move 25. But I might just do this again, just because, you know, what if the trees grow in that short amount of time? I know they won't, but, you know, whatever. What if they do? So that should be all the cases. Yeah. Pretty straightforward, I think. There's probably a much better way to do all this, but this is what I put together in like 10 minutes, so we'll see if this works. So I'm going to clean up the syntax a bit, and then import this into the game, and we will see if this works. Okay, so we're back in the game, and as you can see, the chop program is on here. So let me actually place some trees here, and I'm actually just realizing that, yeah, this is already not going to work because the gap here is 2 and not 4 like all the other ones. So maybe I could just cheat and just like move their starting positions here instead of there, and then okay, yeah, then it should work without problem. But unfortunately, I think this ID changed to 7, so now I'm going to have to move the file over. Hold on. Okay, so I placed down some trees, and also left some saplings there just so we can see how it handles both situations. I think I forgot to explain that this is going to be sitting at the level above the stump, so that's why whenever it goes back down the tree, I kept saying like it'll go back down to the stump, and that's just because I don't want it to like accidentally mine a sapling while it's moving. So we should be able to just do just run chop, and that did not work. Chop.lua. Okay, cool. Obviously there's some syntax errors, so I am going to fix those. Okay, for loop logic was screwed up, so, or not the logic, the syntax was screwed up, and it's still screwed up. Okay. Okay, I actually forgot to just copy it over, so, oh my god, it's still not working. Okay, I actually do know what's wrong with it now. Okay, all the Lua heads were probably yelling at me for doing if do instead of if then, so it should be fixed now. So we should be able to do that. And I forgot to write an end. Okay. Alright, fun times. Let's see if this actually works now. Okay. Oh, it's out of fuel. Oh my god, jeez. Okay. I had coal in my inventory and everything. Okay. Let me just do this. We can do select 1. Or sorry, select 0. What? How do I make it? Oh, turtle.select. I'm stupid. Okay. Turtle.select 1. Okay, and then turtle.refuel. Okay. So now it should be working, except it's facing completely backwards. I'm a bit worried because that should not happen ever. But let's get this guy oriented the right way. Okay, he's oriented the right way. Should be in the right spot. He's got fuel. Now he's definitely going to work. I have complete confidence that this is going to work. Not actually. Okay, let me exit this first. And then let's run it. Alright. He's digging up until he doesn't see logs. He's digging down. Sapling. Oh, okay, he went 1 too far. That's kind of annoying. Okay, but honestly, like, oh man, come on. Okay, yeah, I think my something's off and it's making him go one too far, and that's screwing him up. But honestly, like, looks like it's working pretty well. I don't think he's going to end up in his exact spot, because, yeah, okay, because it's kind of screwed up, but, okay, looks like I just need to edit the spacings, and it should work pretty good. Alright, I was missing a simple else statement, so, classic. Alright, so we got him cleared up, and now we should be able to run shop again, but this time it should work. I replaced the wood in the trees that were screwed up, so... Okay, he's going. Nice, so far so good. He's mining the tree. Ah, why didn't you place the sapling, dude? Is he gonna do it this time? Dude, it literally worked like last time I did this. Like, is he out of saplings? Why did I only... Okay, that's my bad. I only put one sapling in his inventory. And now I feel like an idiot. But, I mean, like, I'm, like, pretty sure that it's working, so... yeah, and then he just needs to go forward one more time. And then turn around, and then he'll be right back where he was. So... yeah. I think I could probably call this good. And if you want to see this actually working in action, then you should check out episode 3 of the series. That's where I'm building this, so yeah. Okay, I did a little bit more planning in the creative world on the kind of docking station and where the turtles are going to be located. So, I mean, the undocking and the docking is basically just going to be moving up 2 blocks, so it's really nothing crazy. And then I added a dump command just to, it'll just select the second slot, which is going to be where the rubber trees are, turn left, dump all but one of the rubber logs, because it needs one in its inventory so that it can check against other logs, and then it will turn right to reset itself. And then for the get ready, it'll just move forward twice, and when it docks itself back, it'll just move forward twice and then turn around. So that's pretty basic. The other thing I did is have startup commands. So these commands start up whenever the computer is loaded. So what I'm going to have, hopefully this will make more sense when I take you to the creative world and show you the setup, but there's going to be one computer that is kind of the controller of these. And so this will open up the RedNet, which is kind of like the wireless communication. It's like the Wi-Fi internet, I guess, RedNet internet of this mod. So this basically just opens the connection, and then this will just continuously loop. It will sleep for 5 minutes, and then it will broadcast to the turtles to check their fuel, sleep for 10 seconds, and then broadcast to cut down trees. So if we look at the startup command for the turtle, it will open the Wi-Fi connection. It will receive the command that gets sent out to check the fuel, and this will wait for 1,000 seconds. I know there's a, like, on the wiki it says that you don't need to have this, but it was erroring if I didn't have it, so it'll wait for 1,000 seconds if it does not receive this, this check fuel, but, I mean, it will receive it, because, I mean, we're explicitly sending it every 5 minutes. But anyway, it will receive this check fuel, wait here until it does. Whenever it does, it will check the fuel level. If the fuel is low, which is less than 100, then it will sleep for a certain amount of time. I'll explain a little bit more about this when we get into the world. And it will select the first slot, which is where the fuel is going to go. It will send a redstone signal out and then stop it. And again, this will make more sense when we get into the world. And then it will wait until it basically gets the item. So while the item count is 0, so while it does not have an item, it will sleep for 1 second. So then once it does get the item, it will refuel, and then the turtle will drop down. And then after all that is done, it will sit and wait until it receives the tree command, which is 10 seconds. So this entire fuel operation is run on all the turtles, and it will last for a total of 10 seconds. So it'll send that check fuel, wait 10 seconds for all of this to execute, and then it will broadcast trees with the turtle will then go back up since it fell down, and then it will run the chop.lua, which I just showcased. Okay, I actually do not want to show off the creative world right now because I kind of want that to be a surprise for the episode. So I will be explaining this part of the code here if you want to know how it works. So the lowest ID here is basically just the lowest ID of the computers that are running the turtle program. So each computer in the world has a unique ID number, and so I'm just going to check and see which ID is the lowest and enter it here. So if the fuel is low, it will sleep for a time equal to the ID of the computer minus the lowest ID times 2. So for instance, if in the creative world the lowest ID was 8, so out of all of the chopping turtles, the lowest ID was 8. So if this computer ID was 8, then this would sleep for 0 seconds. It would select the fuel slot, and then it will send a redstone output up and then cut it off after half a second. Okay. And so what this will do is this is actually hooked up to a pneumatic pipe. So when you send the redstone signal, it will send it to a chest and receive a piece of fuel. So whenever this part of the code right here that sends the redstone signal will basically fetch one item of fuel out to the turtle. And then, and then it will wait for the fuel, and then once it gets the fuel, it will refuel, and then it will drop down. And so the reason it sleeps here is, say, the turtle right next to it has the ID of 9. So it will sleep for 9 minus 8 is 1, times 2 is 2 seconds. So whenever you sleep for 2 seconds, it will give the first computer time to drop down. So the first computer will not sleep at all. It will send a redstone signal, wait for the item, get the item, refuel, and then drop down. And whenever it drops down, it will no longer be connected to the pipe. So this is just a way to ensure that if there are multiple turtles that need fuel, they will all get the fuel. So then after this turtle drops, this sleep will be over, and then it will run the same thing again, except this time the first turtle will no longer be in the way, so the fuel can go directly to the second turtle, and then the second turtle will drop. And then the third turtle will be done sleeping, whose ID would be 10, so that would wait for 4 seconds. So at that time it would be done sleeping, and then it would wait for its fuel, and then the other 2 would be dropped in front of it, so then the pipe would lead directly to turtle number 3, where it would refuel and then drop down. So yeah. That should be the entire program. Again, I haven't really tested this fully, so hopefully this works whenever I bring it into the actual world. I have tested this whole system, and this works. But the whole chop thing, I haven't tested it on the right one or the center one. I'm just kind of raw dogging it and hoping that it works. But hopefully you enjoyed this. If you're a code monkey, or you are just interested in ComputerCraft, or if you see the video and think that it was a cool system and you want to know how it's done, hopefully this was interesting to you. Thank you for watching my first supplemental video. Appreciate it, and hope to see you in the actual episode where I implement this, because I think once you see it in motion, it'll make a lot more sense and it'll be a lot more interesting, hopefully. So yeah, thank you.